if I could, no, here it comes. If I could, I would still want her to do something, not just reap the benefits of my labor and end up like all these cliche chicks you see in movies with the rich dudes. Like, did you see the movie Scarface?
Mhm.
Remember how like he got the money, the power, and finally the woman, and all she did all day was drink and smoke cigarettes and do upper dust.
But see,
She didn't do
but
anything.
that's the thing. I was gonna say, in that case, is she really bringing
No.
anything to the table?
Like-
It's like there has to be love, support, peace. Like there has to be things that she's bringing that are also fulfilling you and pouring into your cup. Not
Well, as long as she brings me peace, that's cool too. But what I'm
maybe
saying,
helping around, cleaning, cooking, raising the kids, whatever.
yeah,
I would say drinking, smoking, and doing, skiing. That's not really doing anything for you. Like you said, it's reaping what you provide, but it's not really bringing any.
exploiting the fruits of my labor.
Yeah.
But another thing is too, like if she was like an artist or something, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind so much. So, like she's chasing her dream, and that's another thing too. In that same situation, if one of you was like, I'm gonna take a step down or I'm gonna do something else that's gonna give me a pay cut, but it's only so I can pursue this thing that I'm so passionate about. So let's say hypothetical situation, like you were like, yo, I'm gonna step down from this and take a pay cut so I could focus on this podcast or something like that. And I saw you working really hard at it, I'd be totally cool with it. But if you just said that and didn't do shit with it, I'd be like,
Right.
you're whack.
Right.
You're whack as fuck. You gotta go.
Right.
So that's a different, like, or like vice versa. Like if I was like, yo, I gotta give up this job and then do something like smaller so I could chase after this music because I'm like fucking right there, dude. And you know how long I've been doing this, and like you see all these doors starting to open, so like just bear with me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
And that the whole that statement alone, bear with me, that is where I think a lot of people kind of, that's the risk they take, is like, okay, they bear with the person and they try to work, and this is covering all topics of what we're discussing on what to put up with and what not, right? I think it's the whole bear with me that kind of gets people into bad situations sometimes. It's like it's such a 50-50 chance. You could bear with the person and help them get through their anger issues, help them get through their communication, maybe take a chance after they cheated, maybe take a chance after they quit their job. It's like all these things where it's like a 50-50 of,
Yeah, but you got to pick and choose where you're bearing with them.
exactly. And you don't know if that's going to pay off or not.
Well, that's like I said though, but how serious do I see this person being about what they're talking about? So like, I'm serious about music.
Yeah.
So if I said the same shit to you, you'd be like, okay.
But it's like, how do you know if they're being serious about the infidelity? How do you know if they're being serious about
no, fuck all that.
No, but I'm just saying, for everyone who does take a chance on people and bears with the people that they care about, how do you know if their communication's going to change? How do you know if they're working on their anger? Like, it's just such a hard thing. And so that's why it's important to talk about what's good to try to work on with somebody and what's a waste of your time and don't even bother,
Well, I remember I worked with this dude a few years ago, and he was a younger guy, and he would complain because he was the breadwinner, and his girl, I guess, was in school, and she had other issues like depression and all that, like bad depression.
Ooh, that's a good one.
He made it sound like, I remember one day I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time on FaceTime, and we were like, flirting and laughing and having a good time. And then she said, "I love you," and he was like, "No, I wish my girlfriend loved me." I was like, what, dude? Why did you, you bitched about this, that, and the other, but like, why are you saying that? She don't even love you? And his whole thing was, he's like, I work really hard. She's in school, but when she gets out of school, she's going to make a lot of money. So I'm technically investing in my future because we're going to get married and all this and that. And I was like, okay, but the other things suck though. Like she's always depressed and doesn't want to do anything. And you said, I wish she loved me. Like all of that combined seems like a reason to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Now, if it was just...
Why would I be with someone who I don't even think loves me?
Right. Now, if it was just the thing where it's like, she's kind of depressed and she goes to school and I have to work really hard to make all the money right now, but in the future it's going to pay off. If it was just that, I feel like that's more plausible. But all that shit, not even worth it.
that's another thing to touch on is mental health, depression, anxiety, overly emotional. I've not only with relationships but friendships, it's something that I had to learn in my later years. I've never, knock on wood, you know, had to deal with mental health being a huge issue, but at least with myself, but
Well, yeah, it's because you're crazy.
no,
Just a
I'm a
little,
delight.
just a little delusional.
I'm the good crazy. I actually made a joke about that today. I'm the good crazy. Like, I'm the crazy where, like, I may kind of, go back and forth on my feelings about something or someone, but I'm not the crazy where I'm going to, like, slash your tires. Or you ask me what I went to eat and I say whatever. And then when you name something, well, not that, I'm like the fun, okay, crazy, but I'm not the crazy that makes you want to, like, get physically violent and, like, just,
Sometimes.
I fuck off.
One of these days.
But no, I think that mental health is a big one because some people, they, like, cannot handle it when someone battles with mental health. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm such a positive person that when I first had to deal with people that struggled with mental health, or with women, some people will say that, oh, well, she's overly emotional or whatever. And then I've had to deal with some men who suffered from depression and anxiety. I was like, at first, when, a few years ago, I was like, yo, to me, I just equated that with negativity. I'm like, bro, you're just like a fucking negative person, or like you're overly dramatic. Like, bro, get away from me. I cannot. But then when I started to realize, when people I cared about, like, explained it to me, then it was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can work with someone on because I am an empath. I am compassionate. I am understanding. I just needed someone to explain it to me. So it's like, is that something that you should work on or not? I think it.
Well, you know me. You've
Yeah.
known me for a while now.
Yeah.
Would you say that I'm fun?
Yeah.
Would you say that I'm funny?
Of course.
I'm a good time?
Yeah.
But I have wicked depression, and I have my moments.
Yeah.
So, you're not around me all the time. But sometimes, like, I'm just all the way dark, and I don't even really want to talk.
Well, and that's what's crazy is I met you at a later point in my life. So maybe if I would have met you 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I might have fucking been like, yo, that mother, I cannot, like, maybe I would have handled it different.
Yeah, but I don't really show it. You've only seen it here and there, and that's how it is with most people. Like, so when it does,
I've had different.
When it does come out, what do you mean?
I had a friend who, it was
all the time,
raining every day,
no,
every single day.
No, mine's like on occasion, but when it's there, and it's like, yeah, this is the real me, bro. Very sad, very upset, just very like Eeyore from fucking Winnie the Pooh, and then it goes away, But then I have spells where it's consistent, but it's never for too long. And I don't even know why it is. It's like maybe overthinking, or I don't know. I just get in a rut every now and then. But, sometimes that's been like a problem where it's like, oh, so you're just like not cool all the time, huh? It's like, well, no.
So do you think it's something that people should work on more with people? Or do you think it's one of those things where if you don't have the patience, you shouldn't put up with it? Like, you should take yourself out of the equation?
Well, speaking from my own experience, like, I've dated a lot of girls, bipolar, or what's the other one? BPD, borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the difference between the two, but they both acted, not so good. And I put up with it for way longer than I should have. So I probably won't be inclined to do it again. It's really hard to put up with somebody who's actually mentally ill and just constantly like, dude, the one chick would just not take her meds and ruin everything, bro. Like, I would plan these nice dates. I'd be like, yo, we're getting dressed up real nice tonight. I got us a reservation here and we're going to have fun. And then just what seemed like no reason at all, she would just fuck it up. Almost like she went out of her way and then blame her mental illness. And I'm like, well, dude, you got to take your medicine. I don't want to take that fucking medicine. It's like, well, you got to go to therapy. I'm not doing fucking therapy. It's like, well, you're not helping yourself, so I'm not doing this.
See, that's understandable. I think it's like, I think it's something you can work with someone on if one, they know that they have the mental illness, right? Because some people are so in denial they don't ever even want to get checked. And that's one problem. Two, if they know they have it, but then they refuse to take their meds, that's like, no, why would I work with you on something that you are choosing to cause distress in our situation because you're not taking care of your mental health? I had started to date someone who I would have never guessed that they were schizophrenic. I didn't even know they were schizophrenic, and I had never dealt with one. But you know what? One, they made sure to take their meds. Two, they opened up to me and explained it. And they were so very self-aware of when they were getting ready to go down or to have, I guess, what they would call an episode. I don't know.
A manic episode, I think.
Yeah, so like they or they could tell when they were having a hallucination, you know. So they were so educated in their own situation that they knew how to make sure that it didn't affect their relationship with somebody else. That is something I could work with someone on because they're taking the proper steps for it.
Yeah, this girl didn't do shit, and she was self-aware as fuck. And I would see the manic
like
episode.
Deliberate.
Yeah, it would. I mean, so there was a new experience for me back then because it was like 2020.
Yeah.
But dude, I just remember seeing like the manic episodes in real time and being like, this fucking chick needs help, bro, and she knows it. She's doing fuck all about it.
Well, and I think it's like also something too of like, if my partner were to come to me and say, hey, like I suffer from depression and anxiety, and the meds that I was given, I don't like how they make me feel. So I'm letting you know I didn't take my meds today. If I act a certain way, this is why, and I just want to be left alone. At least they're still trying to be self-aware enough and be considerate enough of like what could happen, rather than someone who just doesn't give a fuck, isn't trying, doesn't care about how it affects you or how it makes you feel. You know, I think that that's like a big deciding factor. And some people, they get frustrated with the ones who have the mental illness or, you know, suffer from mental health, rather than trying to like understand and find a solution, and they just like walk away. So it's kind of like,
you know what? All these questions are so hard to answer because I'm so different than these questions. Because like, remember I was telling you like red flags that guys look for that I don't give a fuck about because I'm a red flag too. Like I got them too, and I'm fucked up too. And it's like, you have a habit of getting with mentally unwell women. I'm like, I'm mentally unwell too. Like I can't be over here judging too hard because I'm fucked up too, bro. I got my own red flags. So it's like, it would only make sense that like I shouldn't be so picky about my women. Cause like, I don't know, dude. I can't really be with what I consider as a normal chick. Like I do music, you know, I'm just off the wall and wild. So what the hell kind of normal, like homebody, chill chick is going to want to hang out with me, dude? Or why would I even expect one to? So of course I'm going to get with the more colorful, flashy, like kind of wild girls. It's my lane. It's how I am, you know? But the difference is it seems like I have morals and values still, and I don't cheat and all that other stuff. But it's like, well, what did you expect hanging out with women like that? It's like, well, I expected maybe to find one like me who might be a little fucked up, but still is like a decent, they think.
But you're literally talking about what we're talking about. Like you have all these great qualities. So why can't someone, if you check all the boxes morally, you're respectful, you have, you know, you don't cheat, you work hard, you know, all these things, right? Is it normal? Should they put up with the fact that you are a little out there, you're a little fucked in the head, as you say?
I guess the fuck not, because I'm still single, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even I was too crazy for the crazies, so I feel like I wasn't that bad.
Because I feel like with me personally, like I check a lot of good boxes, and sometimes I feel like men don't put up with what I think they should put up with, because when I see what other women put men through, I'm like, how on earth could you not put up with me? Like, I think I'm a piece of fucking cake, piece of pie compared to some of these other people, but you know, to each their own. So I think that, like, for instance, with me, I would say maybe one of my red flags is that my red flag used to be that I showed zero emotion, and it was almost scary. Like, I guess guys thought I was whatever. Now I've gone through kind of an emotional transition the past 2 years where I'm a lot more emotional than I used to be. And I'm trying to learn how to emotionally regulate and process my feelings without, you know, going off the deep end every 2 seconds or whatever. And I think sometimes that can be like, you know, 1 minute I'm okay, I'm just done with the situation. And then the next minute I'm like, okay, well maybe we can like talk it out. Maybe we can figure something out. And that can bother somebody, you know, but to me I think being a little emotional shouldn't be like a red flag, but some people think it's too much, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. So it's like,
well, again, fucked up, little fucked up, you know. So your big deal isn't a big deal to me. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's
like when you tell me some of these things, I'm like, is that all? That's it, bitch. This one time, this chick fucking whited out on me, and I had to make sure she didn't fucking die. Is that all you did? Oh, he's tripping, bro. Fuck that. I'm serious, dude. Like, what?
He just told me so many times. He was like, bro, like, I don't get it. Like,
the shit is so easy. The shit that she tells me, I'm like, dear Lord, send me a woman who freaks out like that. It's so mundane. Is that all you did? You blew him up while you were drunk? Like, you texted him too much while you were drunk? Oh, my, call the fucking fire brigade. Like, what are you talking about, dude? I feel like when it comes to women, I've been served like the fucking...
It's not even... And what's crazy is it's not even texting too much while I was drunk. It was like what I was saying was just too emotional.
Which means
I was drunk.
Which means that you care. And I'll be like, oh, look at her dumb drunken ass. At least she cares, though. We'll talk about this tomorrow. What the fuck does that even mean? And then the next day, it'd be like... Hey there, drunky poo. We was in our feelings last night, huh?
Hence why I don't like to drink as much. No, I'm just joking.
No, but like I dated a girl who would do the same thing though. She would just like get emotionally crazy out of nowhere. Like one of them snapped on me and just randomly wanted to call it off with me because of my online persona. And I was like, well, that's just me in real life, though. I don't have a persona on the internet. I put myself on the internet.
Well, my thing is like you knew this when you got with me,
right?
So
she was like, you know, just the way you portray yourself and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, so like me, we've been together for like a year now. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
this is now a problem. Like, what the fuck do you mean? It was random as shit. And then she went off on this whole thing. She basically was calling me a piece of shit and like doing the most.
Damn. About
my online persona. And like saying some ugly, hurtful things. And I was like, what the fuck?
That sounds like something she had been holding in.
Well, then why the fuck was she there for so long?
You know what? That just made me think of it too. Is it okay to work with someone on their choice of profession? Because that's something that...
Why do you ask?
No, because I would say that's something that guys don't apparently want to work with me on. My choice of profession right now is not my ideal profession. Not something I plan to do for a very long time. Well, but it's just my way of making money.
This goes back to the red flag thing. Like, most dudes see that as a red flag. Again, I don't, because I used to do it too. So...
But so, like, if you meet someone who checks all the boxes, would you still work with them if in that moment in time that you met them, they were doing something that you might not
I'd be like, what's on there? What do you got on there, dude? Is it solo stuff, or is there like, are you getting a pearl necklace? Because that's got to come down.
Well, the only reason I ask is because, like, there's people who say don't date law enforcement. There's people who say don't date military.
Definitely don't date military. Bad idea.
I've had, not the best experience.
Bad idea. Law enforcement too. How are you gonna side with the ops, bro? Fuck 12.
Well, but take that out of it. What I mean is,
You took fuck the police too seriously.
With women, you're stupid.
It's a
I
metaphor.
Didn't know he was a cop right away. He just didn't tell me.
Miami Vice.
But yeah, like
they don't have to tell you. Are you a cop? I don't have to tell you that.
But like, there's for men, you know, it's sometimes a red flag if the woman is in the adult industry, and then for women, it's a red flag or you know something that you don't want to entertain if they are law enforcement, military, stuff like that. So it's like, is that something you work with if they check all the boxes, or is it like, no, like if you can't find a new line of work, it's not.
If the OF girl was telling me like, yeah, I'm just doing this for now, it's not, because like you meet a lot of OF girls who are like, they're like, yeah, dude, like what's the big deal? Like this is what I do and I like doing it. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm gonna do this forever. It's like, you're fucked. I don't want to deal with that because like you have no future. You're not thinking of the bigger picture. If you meet an OF chick that's like, bro, life is hard. I have to do this for now. It's like understandable. And then it's like, again,
but there's the difference between being Spicy Link, an adult star.
No. Okay, so I was getting to that because